would always tell me like, "Hey, can I borrow the cell phone today?"
Oh, because you had one cell phone.
We had one cell phone.
Shit.
So if I was gonna be indoors all day at work, because I was a nanny.
Yeah.
If I was gonna be indoors all day at work, I would have him take the cell phone.
Because you had access to a phone just in case.
So he would call me like during his lunch break to the house number, when he already knew that the baby was taking a nap. So
Yeah.
What are you doing?
He would try to schedule it perfectly.
Yeah, he would try to schedule it perfectly. So when he would get home, he would make dinner. Like, even if it was, scrambled eggs with tomato.
Yeah.
He made dinner. So I would get home, and if he saw that I was tired because I had Gymboree, I had,
because you were a nanny.
I was a nanny. I was picking up one kid, dropping off the other one.
Oh, shit.
Going to Gymboree, going to Mommy and Me, so it was like everywhere.
Damn.
Yeah. Rich white people, they
nanny.
They keep their kids, yeah.
Yeah, oh shit.
So when he knew that I had a busy day, I would get home, and I remember I would find him after his hard day at work. He would come home, cook, and then when I got home, he'd be like, "Babe, lay down in bed, get a rubbing alcohol, and give me a massage on my legs."
Are you serious?
I was like, "You don't have to. Like, I could do that too." He was like, "No, it's okay. I gotta take care of you."
See, now I wish I would have been Robert. I would have met your Robert. I would
right?
Make your Robert.
Yeah, he was a sweetheart. But so that's why I think that's why it did make it that much more harder for me to. Has made it that much more harder for me to move on from that.
I would say because Rob, I'm gonna put it like this because I had a friend of mine that love her dearly. She, her name is Natalia. She lives in Pedro, but she would say that she was so spoiled by her ex-boyfriend that it puts everybody else like at the bottom of the totem pole.
Mm-hmm.
In that sense, because he did spoil her and her what she likes to be spoiled in. So you get me? So the way that Robert treated you was like a queen, let's be honest, and spoiled you, if it was just rubbing alcohol on your legs. Who would get that nowadays from, I don't get that shit, and I work all day at home. But I mean, it's hard. But I do get, go sit on the couch, go smoke a little bit of your bowl, relax,
Yeah,
it's
every
different.
relationship is different, yeah.
But for you to have someone like Robert to be your first love, be your first marriage, and be up here, if you guys can't tell, I'm like 5 feet up in the air. Everyone else is down here, 3 feet in the air. It's like you can't. Your standards are. Robert put everybody else's standards so high, it makes it hard for you to be able to be content with anybody.
Yeah.
That's even 6 inches away from where Robert was at. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to say he's about 2 feet away. He's about 2 feet away.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
You see,
there's a lot of content.
It's not me.
No,
and that's one of the things, and that's the whole point. And I did enjoy this subject because of that, because there is a lot of content.
Even from loss, you said loss of life, loss of love, loss of friendship. Okay, so let's go back to my friendship.
This relationship.
So there was a friendship that I had. She didn't feel like I defended her enough.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I don't defend your character. Your character is your character. That's who you are.
Your character is what describes you, basically.
Exactly. Oh, excuse me. Why? So, it got to a big argument in public, in front of my family and friends. Things were said. I never said anything where I felt that I offended her. But as a mother, maybe I would take offense to saying, we'll see who's going to be there for your kid. Because I felt as a stay-at-home mom, when I was putting in that time for you to be able to go to work and I could save for a kid at free of charge, was me being there for your kid.
Yeah.
There was no one else that was babysitting, taking care of him. It was not me. It was only me and her mother. And she took it to the next level, saying, well, stay with your cheating ass man, blah, blah, blah. This is me coming from a place where, yes, things happened between me and my man, and I went to you as my confidant and told you how I felt and what happened, so that you can guide me and tell me what I should do, or at least say it will be okay. being
Yeah.
my shoulder to cry on. And you use that against me in front of my family and friends
Yeah.
at my daughter's first birthday party.
Yeah, that's not.
And that was like, I was done with the friendship, whatever. It went months without talking. Jennifer was still our center, person. And, I finally, like, after months, I decided to meet up with her. I said, let's get together for lunch. We went to my favorite spot and drinks. We were talking, and it felt like, well, you did this, and I did this, and you did that. Well, I did that because you did. It felt like a tit for tat type thing, and I didn't like it. And I was just like, fine. We'll keep it cool from this on. And we kind of tried to start a friendship all over again. And then comes my roommate into my life, which was her ex-girlfriend. And this roommate was infatuated with her and was in love with her, as she should, because at the end of the day, she is a good person in her own way. She just wasn't for me. And my roommate was trying to bring her around, but was also telling me that this person was still talking negative about me behind my back. My roommate and I decided to have a little get together at our place. This person invited her cousin, who I was not in good terms with, in the sense where, like, I'm always cordial, I'm always respectful, but the fact that you went behind my back as a cousin, friendship person, to my man and asked him for money and all this other stuff, and you never paid him back, and it was over $1,000, like, all this stuff, I just didn't feel comfortable to hang out with you, and you invited her to my house. What made you think that it was okay?
Yeah.
So the fact that I told her, like, I didn't like the fact that you invited her, she went off on me in my own house, to the point where my roommate that's in love with her told her, you need to calm down and you need to walk out. You need to leave. Because she was following me into my room in a bully type of, away from me, leave my house, leave. And she was following me into my bedroom, instigating, and my roommate say, we're done, get the fuck out. This is because as soon as she came into the apartment, it was criticizing the fact. I was like, this is toxic.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm like, and honestly, from that friendship, I learned, if you're going to be toxic in my life, I don't want you in my life. Mm-hmm. But to be honest with you, I've never had any other toxic friendship than that one. Mm-hmm. I've had you for 10 years. I've had Tatiana for 10 years. I've had Jennifer for over 10 years. Patty has been my best friend since we were 11. We've been together for 23 years, something like that. Friends for 23 plus years or whatever. I never ended any other friendship in a bad note. Natalia, I've been friends with her for about 8 years. I know her less than you guys, but another person that I could depend on. I don't need to call her, she needs to call me every day. Yeah. I don't need to call. Well,
there's no codependency there.
No, there's no codependency, but she knows that she could depend on me, and I know that I could always depend on her. Mm-hmm. So, like, any other friendship I had in my life, blessing. But that was the only toxic friendship I had in my life. And I decided, no more. Mm-hmm. End of it, be done with it, and that's it. And from that friendship, I said, anybody who's going to be toxic in my life or negative, I'll take as much as I can and then be done with it, or be done with it at that point. Yeah. I don't need toxic friendships.
I've done it with my best friend and my family, so...
Oh, girl, I'm the first one to drop my family. They fucked me over.
Yes, okay. So here's the story.
So she says yes, okay.
Yes. So Nydia was dating my husband's cousin.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
I was working with my husband's cousin, which is my cousin-in-law. She was dating my husband's cousin.
Uh-huh.
He and I were both working in the same hospital.
Cousin?
Yes.
Okay.
I was working in the coffee stand. He was working in maintenance. And he started dating.
He was already with Nydia?
Yes, he was with Nydia. He was dating my boss's daughter. And I told him, I was like, you better stop that shit. Like, you can't be doing this. And he was like, well, you're my cousin, so blood trumps friendship. And I was like,
no, bitch.
I was like, no, mijo, that relationship can be ripped up with a piece of paper. We're good. And he was like, no, you're not going to tell her. I was like, all right. So we go. We're at we go to Magic Mountain because we have like yearly pass.
Okay.
And whatnot. And
So this after you talk to the cousin and
After
say,
I
I'm
talk
gonna tell her.
Yes,
like, you need
yeah.
to calm down. Okay.
So at this point, Nydia's dating Alex, my cousin,
Okay.
and Kelly's dating my brother-in-law.
Uh-huh.
So we're like, okay, cool. We're in the car. We're all like 18. Well, they're 18. We're all in the car.
You were a little older.
I was a little older.
A little
But we're
older.
in my car, and we're gonna take a little lunch break, and we're in the car, and I was just like, I can't hold it in anymore. And they were like, well, what's the matter? I was like,
You said it
I was
right
like,
there.
one of your guys is cheating on you.
You told the girls that?
Yes, I told them that.
Girl. Okay.
No,
Uh-huh.
okay.
All right.
So I was like, one of the guys is cheating on you, and this is where.
And where were the guys at right now at this moment?
I don't care. I don't know where the fuck they were, but they both looked at each other and they were like, "Mine."
Both of them said mine.
They were like, "My man's cheating on me,"
Shut the hell up.
and they were like, "Right? It's mine, right? It's mine. My boyfriend. It's mine. It's such and such." And I was like, and I
Wait, so
looked
that
at
means
Nydia.
the girls' boyfriends were cousins,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah. So I turned to Nydia and I was like, it's Alex. And she was like, okay, tell me what happened. Like, she didn't get mad. She's gangster like that.
She wanted details.
She was like, who? And I was like, I found out that he's dating, my boss's daughter and this and that. And she was like, okay. Calls him up. And he starts talking shit. He's like, nah, she's a fucking liar. She's fucking this.
Putting
she's fucking
you
that."
under the
Yes.
bus.
Obviously, I'm on the speaker.
Yeah.
Eventually, he fesses up. They find out and whatnot. And now they've been married for like 10, 11 years, something like that.
Nydia, you married him?
And then,
Oh, girl, I would have chose friendship over family any day
Yeah.
if it was
He and I
the
didn't
right
talk.
thing.
Like,
You guys didn't get along for years. I remember you saying that.
it was years. I mean, I wasn't there. I didn't go to visit Nydia when she had her kids.
Oh, you didn't? Because...
Out of respect, because the last thing I wanted to
you
do
didn't
was
want
make
to...
sure
Yeah.
to ruin her day.
Their day.
Yeah.
Let's say their day.
So I kind of gave him the space and everything, but he banned her from being my friend, and we were both like,
Ooh, he tried it.
he tried.
You tried it.
He tried to ban her from being my friend, and she was like, yeah, right. We changed my name to some Amanda one day.
What? So you guys can still be friends?
Yes, so he would be like, I'm gonna go with Amanda, and he's
It
like,
was
oh,
with
okay,
you?
and it was me. And then for her baby shower, she forgot because my best friend, she's a little Lucy,
A little
Lucy,
ditzy.
a little ditzy.
A little ditzy.
So she's like,
Love
you
you
should come
too.
to my baby
She
shower.
said yes. I love you too.
She was like, you should come to my baby shower. I was like, oh really? And how am I supposed to go to your baby shower? She's like, just tell everybody your name's Amanda.
Nydia, I am so mad at you.
That is the one friendship I can never let go of.
Jaleo allá, mira.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
luckily now, it's been a couple of years that he and I have been able to be in the same spot, and the last time
I mean,
that he
I
came
get
over,
it. I get it why he was so hurt, but bitch, you fucked up. So there's no reason for him to take it on you and your friendship with Nydia, but obviously it was his ego that
Yeah,
got hurt.
obviously his ego
So
got
he like, bitch, don't be friends with him anymore. Be friends with her anymore. But
So Jose and I,
yes,
Jose
yes,
and
Jose.
we
Hopefully
know
you're
each
seeing
other
this
from
week.
7th grade.
Uh-huh.
He was going through it's his
Transition.
story, but he was going. It's his story, but he was
His
going through his
transition in life.
transition in his life. That he felt that he
had to
couldn't
hit.
be open. He couldn't open up with me, so he sabotaged our friendship. He made sure,
You
put
were kept at a
something-
distance.
Yes, I was kept at a distance. As much as I love him, and as much as I knew what was going on, but I wasn't ready to tell him, like, hey, I know what's going on with you.
Because you needed to
'Cause
hear, he needed to be the one to tell you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We stopped talking for many, many, many years. A couple of years ago, I always looked for him because he was that one friend that I was like, I want him in my life.
Yeah.
He is a gem. He is amazing.
There was nothing that ended your friendship, knitted it really.
No,
it's
wasn't.
just because he needed that distance from you to make himself.
He had his own personal issues.
And he needed that distance.
Yes.
But it wasn't
he felt he needed the distance, but as he told me afterwards, he was afraid of rejection.
Yeah.
Which
is understandable.
Which is completely understandable in the situation that he was in.
Yeah.
And I hope, if you're watching, I hope one day you want to come to the show and you want to come over here and hang out with us, have a glass of wine, and kind of speak up your story. But I love him. I think he is the one friend that really broke me not having around for a lot of years. When I finally found him on social media, we started talking again. I believe that first night that we spoke on the phone, we were on the phone for about 5 hours.
Oh, shit.
He was telling me
I've never
everything.
been 2 hours tops, never 5.
No, he told me everything, and I told him, I was like, I knew this.
Yeah.
I wish you would have
been
confided
open.
in me.
Yeah.
And I feel that conversation was really open. That conversation was very... It was so open. It was kind of
powerful.
Powerful, exactly. And
powerful.
I'm glad I have him in my life. Even though we don't talk as often as we probably could.
But he's a significant person in your life. Yes,
he is a very important person in my life. So that's one friendship that I'm so glad that has been reunited right now. But when it was not there, it was really, really painful for me because it was really hard. It was like you lose your best friend from one day to another. And you have no idea why.
Yeah.
And and I lived through my marriage. I lived through the loss of my marriage. I lived through pain. Like so much stuff that I know he could have been there for me, and so much stuff that he went through that I know I would have been there for him.
You guys could have been a rock for each other.
Yes.
And that's I think the loss in its own.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's and I still remember, and it's weird. It's weird because it had been years, but when Robert passed, I remember, the only thing I remember in the funeral is all these people coming to me and hugging me, and all I wanted was my husband, and I was crying, and no matter who came close to me, the only person I wanted to have around
was Jose.
Oh shit. Because that's how important Jose was for me.
Yeah.
And not in a romantic way, obviously. Nothing like that. It's just
you guys had a deep connection.
Yes.
You guys had a deep connection.
I feel like to me at least, it feels like he's one person that my soul feels complete with, like a brother.
Yeah.
Like this is the brother I need.
Yeah.
And I had my brothers there.
Yeah, but it's not the same if you don't have that connection with your brothers.
Exactly.
You have it with someone else.
Yeah.
It says.
Right. Yeah, we talk about dick, balls, and what? Men.
Dick, balls, and men. That's what we talk about.
That's what we talk about. So next week, we will be talking about dick, balls, and men. Hi.
I'm excited!
Alright, you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Bye.